Hi guys, it's time to start a Minecraft series, and I whipped out the Xbox 360 because I feel like it'll be a little more vibe to start the Minecraft series on the Xbox 360. So we're gonna make we're gonna make a new world. Um, let's call it, let's call it, it's Jalen. Let's call it Jalen, my name. And this world, the goal is to just defeat the Ender Dragon. But with these Minecraft videos, I want to do more yapping, more talking, more specifically, more Bible talk. And so given that we're on the Xbox 360 today specifically, I want to talk about change in life and nostalgia. So I'm going to be talking about that after I get this world created. But the first thing I want to bring up, today is September 23rd as I'm recording this. And as you can see, I'm still here on this planet. A lot of people, for some reason, thought the rapture was going to have to happen today. Now, if you don't know what the rapture is, basically it's God taking up all his people. You know, server admin pulling everyone out, kind of thing. Now, if you don't read the Bible and you heard this and you were worried, let me tell you something. People always try to predict when Jesus is going to come back. They don't read their Bible. Matthew 24, verse 36. But about that day, the day that Jesus comes back, but about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. So if you hear people talking about, oh, bro, Jesus coming back on this date. Bro, Jesus coming back next month. No one knows. Absolutely no one. It says he's going to come like a thief in the night. And this world's taking forever to load. It better be a cool looking world. Today, I'm just going to get through my yap. I got some notes. You know, I'm taking this serious. I took some notes earlier today because I really want to have these videos. All my homies been watching my videos, and I appreciate y'all for watching them. But I want them to be more nourishing to the brain and the soul and to the spirit. So I really want to bring my faith into my YouTube channel. So these Minecraft videos are going to kind of help with that. And once you get in the world, I'll start talking about, oh my gosh, this is weird. Oh my gosh, the graphics are kind of buns, and everything's not loading in. Sometimes you forget how bad some of the older things was, which is actually what we're going to talk about today a little bit. But as I gather wood and collect things, and also, side note, I feel like these videos, like, I like to watch YouTube videos that are long and that I low-key fall asleep to. Not that they're boring, it's just people are talking and it's easy to fall asleep to them. So I hope this is one of those kind of videos, you know, just put in the background, you sit and listen to it kind of thing. But I want to start with a story about something that happened in my life. Yesterday, let me go back. I've been going to this young adults Christian group for about, for about 5 months. I started going in May, so I'm still fairly new. I've gotten to know everyone who goes there consistently. I've invited my friends to go, and it's been chill. So yesterday I went to the group, and we found out, we got news from the girl who runs it, that they're moving soon. They're moving in, you know, very soon. And it's crazy because it really does feel like I just met them, like I just started to really get to know them, and now they're gone. And it's like yo, like the whole group is about to change. I don't know how long she's been leading it, because like I said, I just started going there like this year. But I know there's people who have been there longer, and so I know that's changed for them, but it's changed for me because, like, dang, I just started to really get to know them, and now they're gonna go, and change is happening. And change happens all the time in life. Like, for example, finances, money. I know last year, last year, I was like balling. I don't know how, but like I was balling to the point where I was able to bless others, and like we be at In-N-Out, and my homie, I'll be like, oh, I got you, like I'll get your food. Now I'm living off that daily manna, bro. You know, I big fat zeros in my bank account. One of my homies last night asked me if I can help him with some financial thing, and I'm like, dude, I sent him a gift, empty wallet, because that's just how it's been. But you know, I still get through every day because the Lord provides. But yeah, finances change. You know, people change. People die. You know, people are gonna die. Grandparents, older people, even young people die all the time. That's big change in people's lives. We get older. Every day we change, and our bodies physically change, whether we realize it or not. Change happens all the time. Like, look, I'm about to change this tree right now. I'm gonna break the wood. It takes really long, and boom, it's changed. You know, I know for me, a big change in my life was graduating. I graduated last year, class of 2024. Let's go. And that was a really big adjustment for me. really big change. And it was kind of scary because I got cast out in the world. I felt like an adult. I was still 17 when I graduated, but you started to be like, oh man, I really got to lock in. Let me make a crafting table. That way it doesn't take as long to get it. Oh, wait. How do I open the craft? Oh, X. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, the old crafting menu. It's so weird. I kind of like it though, but I think, here we go. Let me just make this and this. Boom. Okay, perfect. We got some tools now. I'll get some stone soon. But yeah, like graduating was a really big step for me, and it was really scary. And I feel like up until recently, I wasn't okay with all the change that it brought in my life. Yeah, things change. People change. Relationships end. Relationships start. New people come in your life. All that. We all know how change happens in life, I don't think I need to stress the point anymore. But here's what I'm getting at, is that all these things change. And we put a lot of value into the things that we have that will change. For example, I've been questioning all day. Whenever like rapture or end of the world times get brought up, I always see people selling their stuff. Why? I don't understand. Like, I'm generally asking a question, like, if you know in the comments why someone would want to sell their stuff if the world's ending, like, first of all, I'm about to go on a side tangent, but the money you get from that is not going to come with you in the afterlife. And if you're, why are you, I don't know. I just can't think of a reason why someone would sell their stuff if they thought the world was ending. But the point I'm trying to make is that people put a lot of value in things that will change, that things that are temporary. And for me, as a Christian, the only thing that doesn't change is Jesus. That's what we have to put our faith in. That's why he's called the Rock, And I got a verse for y'all, Malachi 3:6. It says, I, the Lord, do not change. So you, the descendants of Jacob, are not destroyed. So in that context, because the Lord doesn't change, the descendants of Jacob, Israel, the Israelites, are not destroyed. They're saved. God shows his grace and mercy on them because he doesn't switch up. God is the only consistent thing in this life. I think I've talked about it before in some other videos, but throughout the highs and the lows, God is always there. He's always gracious, always loving, always just. And nothing about that will change. So even when we go through change, we can have hope and knowing that God doesn't change, that he's still there. Whether we're going through really good change, like, oh man, like I got a new job, yada, yada, all this, like you're going through really good change or really bad change. Maybe you lost a family member, or maybe you lost your job, or maybe you're stuck behind school, simple things like that, simple change like that can really weigh us down. It's encouraging for me personally to know that God is still there and he hasn't changed. He's still loving. He still loves me. He's still merciful. He's still the one who died on the cross for me. So that's the first part of what I want to talk about, is that put your faith in things that don't change. And that person is God. It's the only thing that will not. All of this is temporary. I'm temporary. My computer's temporary. This webcam's temporary. This controller's temporary. I'm surprised this Xbox 360 is still running because it's temporary too. All of it's temporary. Even my Bible right here. The paper is temporary. The words of God are eternal. But all this stuff, my Bible's falling apart. Look at this. Hold on. I've been messing with my friends all week. But look. My book of James and 1 Peter just fall out. So things are temporary, but God is not. He's eternal. He'll be here. He was here before us. He'll be here after. So with that, the reason why I'm playing Minecraft specifically in the Xbox 360 is that with change comes nostalgia. We look back and see how things have changed in our lives. I look back even a year ago and see how God is. Whoa, game lag. Oh, we're in a little cave. Okay, I like this. It's a little scary. I kind of like the caves are a lot brighter than new Minecraft, which is good. So hopefully while I'm down here I can find some iron. I definitely know that once I go back up, it's probably going to be nighttime, so it's going to be a little scary. And I didn't find any sheep, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But like I was saying, when change happens, I personally know I have the tendency to look back and be like, oh wow, that's how I changed. That's how this changed. For example, last year is when I really locked in on my faith with God. Like I started taking it serious last March. And since then, I'm able to look back. There's skeletons there. No. I'm gonna run. I forgot to put it on hard mode, so they're looking to snipe me. Last year is when I really started, taking my faith seriously with the Lord. And now I can look back and see how I've changed for the better and how I've improved as a person. But sometimes, especially when we're going through difficult times, we look back and think, man, 2016 was better. 2016 was peak. We start longing for these old times, and we start to compare it to now, and we think, man, now sucks. First of all, before I even get to the biblical wisdom, when we do that, we look at the past with rose-tinted glasses. I think we have the tendency, I know I do personally, to forget the bad things. Remember the good things. Why would we want to forget, some of the bad things we remember over the good things. But I think a majority of the time we look at the past with, rose-tinted glasses, it says. But to biblically back that up, Ecclesiastes 7:10 says, "Do not say, why were the old days better than these? For it is not wise to ask such questions." Now, I wrote this down earlier. I was thinking, why is it not wise to ask such questions? Why is it not wise to say, why were the old days better than these? Well, for me, when I start to ask those questions, hold on, let me get these skeletons. Oh, weave. Oh gosh. Okay. I need to get to the surface because I need food to heal. I forgot about that. I'm looking for iron, but there's none. There's a cave, but I need iron. Just give me, yes, iron. There we go. Just a little bit. Let's hope I can make my way back to the surface. It's probably going to be nighttime. Come on, give me 3 pieces. Good. Okay. We can make a pickaxe. Okay. Good, there's more right here. Perfect. Okay. Let me get back up to the surface. Now, I know when I ask, oh man, why was last year so much better than this year? Why was I so much better as a person than I am now, last year kind of thing. When I ask those questions, I tend to blind myself to the blessings that in front of me now. Often, I think I talked about this in another video too the other day, about just comparing ourselves to other people, is that when we compare ourselves to other people, we often focus on the negatives of ourselves and the positives of them, and the deck is stacked against us when we compare ourselves against other people. Same thing goes for when we compare now versus the past. We tend to look at the negatives, and we tend to look at the negatives in the present and the positives in the future, in the past. And so, like I said, when we look at the past with these rose-tinted glasses, we tend to forget what we have now. And I think the way to combat this is to have a spirit of gratitude. To look back and be like, man, yeah, maybe I felt like this was better, but look what I have now. There's always something to be grateful for. I'm telling you right now, even if you're watching this video, that means you got a device to watch it on. That's a blessing right there. You really got to count your blessings. If you woke up today, that's a blessing. You're breathing, you're alive. God woke you up today. God rose the sun up today. That's a blessing. There are so many small things that we have to look to have a spirit of gratitude that I think will combat that longing for better days. Because building up that spirit of gratitude helps you in times where things are really difficult. It really helps you find the silver lining in difficult times. Because you could have lost your job. You could have lost a family member. You could go through a breakup. All the bad stuff that happens in the world. But I know for me, when I wake up and I'm going through some terrible stuff, the second I wake up, I realize I'm blessed because I woke up. And so it doesn't really matter about your circumstances. Let me think about what I'm trying to say. Your circumstances don't have to dictate how grateful you are for life. And so let me look back at my notes. So focusing too much on the past can blind us of the present blessings, and not in the sense of focusing on the past, like what happens, what's changed, but just like longing for it to thinking, oh, the past was better, because there's always something new. And so on to kind of counteract that. Looking at the past, I say isn't necessarily bad. If you look at Exodus, specifically like Exodus 13:8, which let me flip to that right now so I can read the whole verse for you guys, just to give a basis of what I'm about to talk about. If you look, especially through Exodus, I've been reading through Exodus recently. Exodus 13:8, God says, "On that day, tell your son, I do this because what the Lord did for me when I came out of Egypt." So that's about how God delivered the Israelites out of Egypt. Now, like I said earlier, sometimes I'll look back and see how the Lord has changed me from last year to now, and how he's helped me grow. And I think that kind of reflection is important. Looking at the past in that way, reflecting on it and seeing what has changed is a good thing. But I think when you start to focus on what has changed and how, oh man, this was better. Oh man, I missed that so much. Oh man, I wish I had that now. Oh man, now sucks compared to the past. That's when things start to get cooked. God tells the Israelites to tell the story of how God, changed their position. It's a spider. He's passive during the day. Of how God brought them out of Egypt. And it's good to reflect. it's good to think about it. And it's good to look at the old blessings it's good to look at the past and see what God has done in your life to remind you of what he can do now. And that's why that spirit of gratefulness is so important too. Because when you reflect and look back, okay, this is, if you're going through a hard time and you look back at another hard time you're going through and you reflect on, okay, what did God do that time? And you realize, okay, he did this. He brought me these friends. He helped me in this way. It helps you realize and recognize and remember, realize, recognize, remember, that God can do it again. If he did it once, he could do it again. So reflection is a good thing. And I think that was most of where my notes went. And I was just thinking about that because, nostalgia recently, just because of that change yesterday at young adults. Like, it's so weird that change is just constantly happening. And sometimes change happens and we don't even realize it until it's months after. And we think, whoa, I got better at this skill. I got better at, cooking or something. I've been playing the guitar, learning the guitar. I've played it a couple times in my videos. I started playing in July, and it's September now, and I've already improved drastically just by playing a little bit every day, and that's change right there. So let me get my house built now. I think we can kind of switch into the Minecraft. If I have any other thoughts, I will definitely speak them out. But yeah, just in terms of my YouTube channel, like I said, all my homies been watching my videos, and all my brothers in Christ, we all go to church together, and I want to contribute to the conversation. I want to open up discussions, in the comments, talk about times where you've maybe longed for the past, or just get a discussion. What has God done in your life? In the past, how has he changed you? What changes happened in your life that may be affecting you, kind of thing. I want to build that kind of community with my channel, and I got to figure out where I think I like this location for my house. Okay, the spider keeps roaming around. He's scaring me, but I got to remember he's passive. I like this location. You got this, this little, dip in the mountains. A lot of cows here. Goodbye, buddy. I got to smell my iron, too. A lot of cows here. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But, I was a little scared to talk about what I was going to talk about, because I don't always feel confident in my ability to give a message and talk about these things. And that's why I took notes down, so I could keep myself on track, because I know I get sidetracked very easily when I tell stories or explain things. But I'm hoping that videos like these can be an encouragement to at least one person, or at least get someone thinking, or at least, especially if someone's not in the faith, to really get them asking questions. Maybe this Jalen guy is right. Maybe God will help me. Maybe God can bless me, kind of thing. Jesus died on the cross for everyone, to save everyone. And so I want to extend that. I want to use the platform that I have to talk about the most important thing in my life. And I want to do that more. So if you have topics that you want me to cover, I definitely think I'll talk about lust one day for sure, as someone who was a seasoned veteran in that. Talk about it, maybe give some tips, some tools, the tools that God equips us with to defeat that sort of thing. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that for sure for the next video or something like that. And let me know any other biblical topics you want me to cover or speak about, or what you're feeling, sort of thing. Yeah, I think. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about too. So I mentioned the other day in a video that I wanted my innocence back. I missed when I was a kid. And looking back, when I was writing notes for that, I was thinking about how I was talking about that to you guys the other day too. And side note, let me grab this real quick. Okay. And when I was saying I want to go back to how I was when I was a kid, I was mostly talking about the innocence that I had, I wasn't really thinking, when I was a kid the days were better. I mean, when I was a kid I was innocent, and then to me that was better than where I'm at now. But I got to accept that and just walk with it and know that God can carry me through that. But I will say, I've found ways to kind of bring out that kind of childhood joy and innocence in me, and one of the ways has definitely been these. Let me switch these, bro. I bought my first comic book ever the other day, Absolute Batman, and I felt so much joy. I felt like a little kid leaving that store, walking in that store and leaving that store yeah, I bought a comic book. And dude, Batman has so much aura. He's so cool. Absolute Batman got so much aura. He's 6'8", 300 pounds. It's crazy. But in that moment, I was yeah, I feel that sense of joy again. And it's because I was getting into something new, but I was also engaging in something that I like. And I guess this fits the conversation, the topic. I think as we get older, we tend to think we have to stray away from what we liked as a kid. But what I've started to learn about myself recently is that I like what I like. And I've really just been getting into what I really like and enjoying it. Like, I like Batman. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I'll say right now. Spider-Man's number one. Batman's my number two. So I'm really into Spider-Man. I've always been into Spider-Man when I was a kid. Even now. Played Spider-Man games. Let me start building a house. I've been doing nothing this whole time. Actually, I need more cobblestone for my house, so we're going to do that while I yap about this. But another thing that I'm really into is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It was the first anime I ever watched, and I almost didn't watch it because it was too weird. Hence the name, Bizarre. But I stuck through it, and it's one of my favorite forms of media ever. And so I've been getting really into that because they just announced the Steel Ball Run trailer, Part 7 trailer. But I realized that in terms of getting that kind of excitement and joy back that I had as a kid for everything, is just really engaging in the things that I like. I spent the last couple of years exploring to find out what I like, exploring music, exploring movies, other forms of media. It's not like I don't like those. It's just I found the things I like as a kid, and they're gonna stick with me. It's not something that I should throw away and be like, oh no, I'm too grown for that. Nah, Spider-Man's gonna stick with me. Batman's gonna stick with me, especially those characters, because I think they're designed to resonate with a wide age range. And for me, in terms of Batman, the reason I've been liking Batman so much is just how locked in Batman is. Oh my gosh, I gotta show this comic book panel. Oh my gosh, yo. Even out of context, it goes hard. Let me find this real quick. Hold on. This is tough. He just blew up a building and it's in his symbol. That I was reading that was tough. Let me get this house built. I'm yapping too much for y'all. But yeah, that's one thing that I've definitely been finding is that helps me kind of get that childhood joy back, and not, to be honest, it kind of does combat that bad nostalgia, because I think, oh man, I miss when I was a little kid. I love Spider-Man. Dude, I can still love Spider-Man now. I can still love Batman now. I can still play Minecraft on my Xbox 360. It doesn't have to be stuck back then. I used to be on this game on Minecraft, Xbox 360 with my brother all the time. And I'll look back and be like, yeah, that was good. And sometimes I'll miss that, but I was like, let me slow down. I'll look back and I'll think to myself, man, I really miss that. I miss playing Xbox with my brother. And I'm like, man, I wish I could have that again. But then I start to realize that I'm grateful that I even got to go through that. And it's okay if I never experience that again, because at least I experienced it once. I think that's something that maybe could help someone else. And yeah, I feel like I have a lot of these ideas in my head about life, and I feel like I've been blessed with wisdom beyond my age, and sometimes I can't fully unlock it. But I'm glad I have a platform to share them, to get a discussion going, and to hopefully find people who are thinking the same thing as me, or help people think deeper about their lives and think deeper of how the Bible can connect their lives. There's so many, that could have been bad. The Bible truly is alive, and there's so many things that you can get out of it. Earlier this year, I finished reading it all the way through. I've read the Bible once all the way through, and now I'm starting over again, because and for a little while I got in a laziness, a slump of not wanting to read the Bible, because I thought, oh yeah, I've read everything. I'd have to force myself every day to read it. But you start to realize that it's alive. It changes. The book of James, the reason it came out of my Bible is because I've read it so many times. There's highlights, there's underlines, there's 3 different colors in here of all the times I've gone through it, because every time I read it again, something new pops out, or something new. I'll be going through a situation and a verse will stand out to me that previously didn't stick out to me. I'm gonna go to sleep. And it's just amazing. And so I'm thinking all the time, how can I apply the Bible to my life? How can I take these words that are 4,000, 2,000 years old and apply it to my life? Because I like what my father says. He's someone who's definitely helped me in my walk with God, is that the Bible is pointless if we can't relate it to now. Because the Bible is 2,000 years old. But the fact that we can relate what the words of Jesus in the New Testament to now, or even situations in the New Testament to now, is just awesome. It's amazing because it shows that God's word is eternal. Everything in the Bible, you see similarities to them now. The book of Ecclesiastes says nothing new is under the sun. And when I think of that, I think, yeah, like society has been this way forever. Today I was thinking of, I was taking notes for my physical development class. And it was talking about intelligence quotient. And it pointed out how there's I forgot what it was called. I think it was called the Fletcher effect. No. It was some effect, but like IQ gets raised by 3 points every 10 years across the world, the kind of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, does that really happen? Because I feel like there's a lot of stupid people in the world. And I started thinking to myself, man, there's a lot of stupid people back when I was a kid. And man, there's a lot of stupid people back when I wasn't born. And I think there's just always people who, aren't the smartest. And I realized things look different, but they're always the same. At the core fundamentals of everything. I hope you get what I'm saying. I hope I'm explaining this well of what I'm thinking. It's sometimes hard to explain what I'm thinking because I get it, but then I don't always get it. Okay, let me design this house, and then I think we'll be done for today's little episode. We're gonna start small. I kind of want the corner to be right here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Okay. And then let's see. I think the entrance will be over here. So we'll go 1. Oops. I need to make a new axe. Come on. Break it. There we go. Okay, so we'll go bop 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 bop. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we'll go. Okay, I'll break this and make this a vertical one. Perfect. 5, cool. All right, and then we'll come over here. I'll make this. I think, should I make it a box? I don't know if I want to make it just like a wooden box. I kind of want some I can't think of the word. I just want it to look different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many did I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is not even. Oops. Okay, wait. I'll figure this out. We gotta count. I feel like a bot right now. 1, 2. Okay, looks like we're going with the wooden cube. It'll work. This game, like, it's the same Minecraft, but it's very different. First of all, I mean, like I mentioned at the beginning, I gotta smell my iron. The graphics are way down. Way down. If you've watched my other streams before, you know I play on Bedrock Edition, and I have a little animation pack. It makes the game look so smooth and incredible, and I haven't played Minecraft without it in a couple of months, so it's weird to see it. Let me envision this real quick. Sorry for smacking the mic. I don't think this right side is the same length. I'm gonna stretch it out a couple, like 3 blocks. We'll go 1, 2, 3, just to give it some. Okay, I need to make a stone axe. This is not efficient enough. Oh, I made a shovel. Oh, I'm out of sticks now. Dang. Here we go. I will say I do not miss this crafting little thing. I like the new crafting menu they have now. It's very easy to use. You can search things up. I made a world on this edition back in April, and I was trying to craft something. I couldn't remember what it was, but I could not for the life of me find where it was to craft the thing. So we'll do this, and then we'll just stretch it out like this. I'm gonna have to go get more wood, so it's gonna make the video longer, but that's okay. Hopefully if you're just sitting back, you got me in the background, I'm just chilling. I don't know what you may be doing. But I'm gonna keep trying to talk. I'm trying to think of things to talk about. Oh, that's something to talk about. So I mentioned the Israelites earlier, and how God took them out of Egypt, out of slavery, out of bondage, and basically rescued them. And He said, "Don't forget about it. Don't forget that He was the one who brought them out." And the Israelites continually just disrespected God, just spit in His face. Just turn their backs against this. Okay, God gives out the 10 Commandments. And then Moses goes up to Mount Sinai to go talk with God. Bro, Moses was only up there for 40 days. The Israelites are talking about, like, yo, I don't know when Moses is coming back. Aaron, can you make some gods for us? Like, bro, within 40 days, they already turned their backs on God. And I know me personally, the first time I read through Exodus and the book of Judges, which if you haven't read Judges, I would definitely read through Judges. It's an interesting look into the cycle of how the Israelites, or how God shows mercy and grace and judgment to the Israelites. Definitely for sure, and on his people. But you read through Exodus, you read through the book of Judges, books like that, and you're like, man, why do they keep disobeying God? Why do they keep turning their backs on him? Why do they keep going to foreign nations? Why do they keep not trusting in him to provide? God literally rained bread down from the sky for them. Like, that's insane. Think about that. And they would still turn their backs on God. And I'm thinking, how could they do that? How could they do that? And then I look at myself. We do that all the time. Maybe not in the same way of, creating a golden calf. But we have other idols in our lives. I know one for me, and this is going to sound silly, was Clash Royale, bro. That game was taking up all my time and it was making me angry. And I realized that game has got to go. So it's off my phone. We accidentally create these idols. We let things consume our mind. And in that, we forget about God. And it's not that we want to forget about God, but it's just we get so caught up and distracted in the things of this world because things are designed to get our attention. And we're going to... I'm going to make this we'll make this double door-ish. So wait, I don't want to design this. I don't want it to look weird. Okay, I guess we'll go boom, boom, 2 there. We'll chop this to bits. Boom. Okay, 2 gap. Boom. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hopefully that doesn't look weird. And we got to build that pillar up. We'll have to figure out something about that doorway since it's so high. Yeah, look right there. I got distracted, but there's so many things in this world designed to distract us that it's easy to get caught up in it. I had to delete Instagram. I was spending too much time on my phone between Clash Royale and Instagram Reels. I was wasting so much time, and the thing is, I'm very busy with school. I'm taking 20 credits. I'm a full-time student, and it's been very hard to manage school and everything and my YouTube channel at the same time, but praise the Lord that I've been able to do it so far. But I thought, I'm so busy, I can't be on my phone. I'm not on my phone. And then I checked my daily average of screen time. It was 7 hours. And I didn't even know where I was getting those 7 hours from because I felt so busy in the day. It didn't even feel like I was on my phone. I was on it without even realizing. I was wasting so much time. And I realized I'm wasting so much time that I could be spending reading the Bible, or working on things to plan for the future that God has for me, to work on myself, to gain more knowledge about him. And there's so many things that distract us. And that's part of the reason why I want to make videos like this, because I like when I open up YouTube and there's a Christian doing something, talking about, I like podcast. I like the Bryce Crawford podcast. I like to listen to that on the way to school. It's just nice to have Christian media. If I'm going to be distracted, I want to be distracted by the Word of God. I want my mind to be, what was the word I used? Saturated. I want my mind to be saturated in the Word of God and thinking about God. Because when we get distracted, our minds get distracted too. Back to Clash Royale. I was playing so much Clash Royale and watching so much Clash Royale on YouTube that when I wasn't playing the game, when I wasn't watching, I was thinking, man, that'd be a really nice, Clash Royale deck, or I need that card. It's just little things like that. It distracts me, and I get caught up in it, and I don't realize that my mind spirals. Or, oh my gosh, I had to delete Instagram because I was so brain rotted. I couldn't count to 10. I'd get to 6, and then I'd skip over to 7, and I just bust out laughing. I was brain rotted. I realized, dude, my brain is actually rotted. 5. Oh, we gotta get this house built quick. I think I could get some sand down here too to make some cool little windows. I was actually brain rotted, dude, and I realized it's gotta go because I was so distracted, and I don't want to be distracted. There's this book I've read with some of my friends and our pastor gone over to study with it. It's called The Man Code. It's about like 12 biblical points that a man should exhibit or whatnot. It's a really good book. I definitely suggest reading it. It's called The Man Code. Especially if you're a Christian. Even if you're not a Christian, it gives really good advice on on how to be a man. But one of the points is that he possesses focused ambition. And the thing is if you're distracted by whatever it is, accidentally, purposely distracting yourself, you cannot be focused. If you're distracted, you're not focused. And I realized that I was too distracted. I wasn't locked in on anything, and that's not how I want to be. You know, I got about a year left before I have to start making, or no, before some serious decisions come my way. I will get my associate's degree next spring, 2026, and so I'll be at a community college, and then I'll have to figure out what next. Where am I going to go now? And I need to be thinking about those things now. If I'm distracted now, future me is going to hate me because I'll think back, dude, I shouldn't have been on Instagram. I shouldn't have been on Clash Royale. I should have been working on career stuff or building something. And that's why, oh no, are we good? Oh, I hope the recording hasn't been very laggy. It is on my end, but I hope the audio's good. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry about that. But what was I talking about? I got distracted. See? Got distracted. Yeah, I realized I need to focus now on the important things. And number one important thing is Jesus, God. Basic, you know, kind of point. But back to what I was saying, sometimes we get distracted. And so I know for me personally, I had to get focused on what I truly want to do. And that's why I'm here on YouTube again, posting, I've been posting every day. I've been very consistent, which I'm happy about. I'm glad the Lord has blessed me with that. Because YouTube is something that I genuinely enjoy. And now I genuinely want to have a platform to talk about things like that. And I just made way too many doors. Okay. How can I incorporate some doors into my house and make it look nice? I don't know, but let's go get some more stone to fill up the wall. There's a zombie somewhere. But you know, this has been pretty peaceful. I know the worlds on Xbox 360 are way smaller. So we can definitely explore the world a lot easier. Way easier. Okay, my house is kind of looking ugly from a distance. Whoa, my game is lagging. Okay, I'm going to need a lot of cobblestone. So we're just going to get some cobblestone so I can fill up my walls. And I don't know what I want to do for the roof. I might just keep it flat for now. You know, we can always expand it, make it better in the future. You know, that's something, you know, when we build something, create something. Like I said the other day in one of my videos, you know, sometimes we think our first attempt is the best attempt. But then we go back and revise and realize, hey, the second attempt was better. So you can always add to what you've created most of the time unless it's sealed and faded or whatever. I don't know. I'm just speaking my mind now. I'm out of the app. I have no more notes. I'm off script. I've lost the plot. But yeah. If you have any house suggestions, how I can improve this house, let me know in the comments. I guess, okay, I'll start talking about my YouTube goals while I do this. I really want to hit 10,000 subscribers. And my pickaxe broke. Okay, great. And I don't have a... Oh, I gotta run all the way back. Gosh. Okay. Can I pick this up? There we go. I want to hit 10,000 subscribers in the next 10 months. That's my goal. So I'm posting daily. I'm going to start streaming again. I should be able to. Shout out to my homie, Matt. He's let me borrow his capture card. So that's why you're seeing this gameplay now. But I'm going to start streaming soon again. This iron... Why is this iron ingot icon so fat? What the heck? Guess we'll just make an iron pickaxe. Yeah, I want to hit 10K. But more importantly, I want to get monetized because I still don't have a job. Which, by the way, I'm trying to get one on my campus. So I will update you guys on that if I do. Because if I get a job, the frequency of videos may go down on this channel. But, yeah, I want to hit 10,000 subscribers. I don't know why. I just feel like that's a possible goal. It's obtainable. And I think I can do it. And I think this is the way. I was kind of scared to transition my content to do stuff like this because sometimes I feel like I'm not interesting enough or entertaining enough. I'll use the word entertaining enough. I don't think I'm not interesting. I just don't think I'm not entertaining. And that's why I relied so heavily on edits and editing. And yeah, that shows part of who I am, but it's not who I am. You know, some of my older videos, I can't sit there and just talk about Jesus and the Bible and stuff like that when really that's my whole life. That's my identity. And leaving that part leaving that part of myself out of my YouTube channel is something that I don't want to do. So when I pivoted my content a couple weeks ago, I was scared to do it. And I got 7 views on the first video, and it hit. I was like, oh, dang, this is how it's going to be. But it's been fun posting every day. Shout out to the people who do comment, and shout out to the homies who watch the videos. You guys know who you are. And I know y'all got some topics. To the homies watching the video, text me any topics you guys want me to talk about, or text me any notes that you guys want me to that I could use. I'd appreciate that. Even in the comments, like I said, comment anything you want me to talk about. But if you got notes or verses or anything like to add on to something, I will definitely take that. Like we could all do this together and talk about things. But let me fill up this house, and I think we'll be good for this first little chunk. I think, next time I'll try and find a village. I know the world's really small, like I said, so I'm hoping I can find one pretty easily. But let's make this house look nice. I think if I do this, let's see. I don't have any wood on me. Okay, I'll have to do that next time. I wanted to add some wooden stairs and everything to make it just look a little bit better, but we'll do cobblestone for now. I should have enough to fill everything, hopefully, and then we'll have nice shelter as long as I have a roof over my head and the game is lagging. Okay, perfect. Like I said, as long as I have a roof over my head, I got a bed, I got a crafting table, got a furnace. I'm set for the future, kind of thing. I'm setting myself up for success in the future. All right, boom, 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 boom. And honestly, if you've watched this far, because I realize I've been recording for 41 minutes. If you've watched this far, thank you. Appreciate your support and your help and everything. And I hope, like I said, I hope one thing that I said today, anything, just got you thinking or helped you in some way. That's my only goal, and I pray that's what happens. I pray that the Lord just uses this to bring about good thinking. Dang, I'm out of wood for the roof. Maybe I'll just do this for now. And I just realized it's about to get really dark in here. I don't have any torches. Okay, we're gonna have a really big window, open sunlight in the house for now. And this is the casa. That it's so buds. Well, we'll improve it later, but how do I? There we go. Yeah. So to conclude, kind of summarize what I talked about, at least in the main point. Change happens all the time. Things will change. There's no fighting it. There's no getting out of it. Things in your life will change. Not everything is temporary. So put your faith in the thing that isn't temporary. The person who isn't temporary. That's God. He don't change. He is our rock. We cling to Him. Not anything else. Don't put your faith in your money, in your friends, in your family, in yourself. Put your faith in Jesus. And when change does happen and we start to long for the old days, take a second to look at the present and just recognize even 1 or 2 blessings that you have in your life. 1 or 2 things that you could be grateful for. Just to counteract that negative thinking that now sucks and the past was better. Because, as I said before, God doesn't change. God was with you in the past. God is with you now. So, the past and now, they won't suck. I'm getting there somewhere. I think what I said will hopefully get someone thinking about something. Yeah, just reflect. Look at how God has operated in your life and take that as a note of how He can operate in your life now, no matter what situation you're in. All right, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all later.